Meet the richest country with the loneliest women begging for men to come. Please watch to the end. Last part will shock you. Imagine a country where skyscrapers are as common as trees in a forest, and luxury cars are the norm rather than the exception. Welcome to Qatar, a small nation that has risen from the sands of the Arabian Peninsula to become one of the wealthiest countries per capita in the world. This is no mirage, but the result of a well-planned strategic journey to prosperity. Qatar's immense wealth is not a product of luck or coincidence. It's a tale written in the language of oil and natural gas. Beneath the sandy landscapes of this desert nation lie vast reserves of these precious resources, which have propelled its economy to dizzying heights. This is a nation that literally fuels the world, and in return, the world fills its coffers. The discovery of oil in the mid-20th century was the spark that ignited Qatar's economic explosion, but it was the wise stewardship of these resources that ensured the flame of prosperity would burn brightly. The country's leaders understood the value of their oily treasure and used it to transform their nation from a modest pearl diving and fishing community into a global powerhouse. Today, Qatar's skyline is studded with architectural marvels that reach for the heavens, a testament to its economic might. The streets are filled with the hum of luxury cars, and the air carries the scent of affluence. Yet this wealth isn't just about gleaming skyscrapers and shiny sports cars. It's about providing a high standard of living for its citizens, investing in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. It's about creating a future that's as bright as the Qatari sun. But as we delve deeper into the story of Qatar, we find that not everything glitters in this golden landscape. In the midst of all this wealth, there's a paradox that might surprise you. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. Behind the glittering facade, there lies a hidden narrative, the story of Qatar's women, one of solitude and longing. Qatar, a nation known for its immense wealth, is also home to a unique societal dynamic that often goes unnoticed by the rest of the world. This dynamic is the predicament of the Qatari woman. Despite residing in a country teeming with prosperity, many Qatari women grapple with a profound sense of loneliness. This is not due to lack of resources or opportunities, but rather the cultural norms and restrictions that govern their lives. The Qatari society, deeply rooted in traditions and customs, places significant limitations on a woman's social interactions and public presence. Consequently, this leads to a sense of isolation that is often overlooked when discussing the country's affluence. But what fuels this solitude? The answer lies in the gender imbalance prevalent in Qatar. With a significantly higher number of men than women, the social fabric of Qatar is skewed. This disproportion not only affects the demographics, but also has profound implications on the social lives of Qatari women. The scarcity of female companionship, coupled with the societal constraints, intensifies their sense of loneliness. Moreover, the gender imbalance also impacts the marital prospects for Qatari women. Many remain unmarried or marry later in life, further contributing to their isolation. The societal expectation of women to marry and bear children also adds an additional layer of pressure and loneliness for those who choose to remain single or are unable to find a suitable match. Yet it is essential to remember that these women are not mere victims of their circumstances. They are resilient and strong, navigating their lives within the confines of their societal norms. Many are actively pushing boundaries and breaking stereotypes, seeking to redefine their roles in Qatari society. Indeed, the wealth of a nation is not always a reflection of the happiness of its people. The story of Qatari women serves as a stark reminder that prosperity is multifaceted, and that societal wealth does not necessarily equate to personal fulfillment or contentment. The wealth and loneliness coexist in a society marked by a stark cultural divide. Qatar's culture, steeped in tradition and religion, plays a significant role in shaping the lives of its citizens, particularly women. These cultural norms and societal expectations, while they foster unity and identity, also contribute to the loneliness of women in this gilded nation. In Qatar, women's freedom is often hemmed in by societal constraints. There's an unspoken yet pervasive expectation that women should conform to traditional roles. This means that many women are confined to their homes, their roles limited to those of wives and mothers. The pressure to uphold these traditions can be stifling, leaving women feeling isolated and, ironically, lonely amidst the affluence. Yet it's not just about the domestic sphere. Even in the public domain, women's presence and participation are regulated. The cultural expectation of modesty, for instance, can limit women's engagement in social activities. It's a reality that's difficult to grapple with, particularly for the younger generation of Qatari women who are educated and eager to contribute to their society. But it's important to note that this isn't a black and white narrative. Not all Qatari women feel confined by these cultural norms. Some find solace and strength in tradition. Others, however, yearn for more. They seek the freedom to make their own choices, to step outside the roles prescribed by society. This cultural divide is not just about women's loneliness. It's a reflection of a society grappling with change. A society that on one hand is progressing rapidly, embracing modernity and wealth, and on the other hand is striving to retain its cultural identity and traditions. And so the question remains, how does a society steeped in tradition navigate the path to modernity without losing its cultural essence? How does it reconcile the pursuit of wealth with the quest for equality and freedom? These are the questions that resonate in the hearts of many Qatari women. In the midst of the glittering skyscrapers and luxury cars, there's a silent plea for change. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing. Drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. Alright, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. In the hushed whispers of Qatari women, there's a call for change, a plea for companionship. In this ultra-modern yet traditionally rooted society, women are charting their own course. They're pushing boundaries, breaking free from the shackles of societal norms, and shaping their own destinies. These women are not merely seeking wealth or comfort. They're after something far more profound, something that can't be quantified with money or luxury. They're seeking companionship, equality, a voice that is heard and respected. The women of Qatar are standing tall, ready to fight for their rights. They're challenging the status quo, questioning the age-old norms that have kept them in the shadows for far too long. Their fight isn't against their culture or tradition, but against the restrictions that prevent them from living their lives to the fullest. In a society that's largely male-dominated, these women are making their presence felt. They're claiming spaces that were once considered the exclusive domain of men. In boardrooms and classrooms, in politics and sports, Qatari women are carving out their own identities, asserting their worth and demanding their rightful place. Their struggle is not an easy one. There are hurdles, there are setbacks. But the strength of these women lies in their resilience, in their unwavering belief in their cause. They're not just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for the future generations of Qatari women, for a society where every voice matters, where every individual has the freedom to make their own choices. Their efforts are starting to bear fruit. The winds of change are blowing, slowly but surely. More and more Qatari women are stepping into the limelight. Their voices are being heard, their stories are being told. They're not just demanding change, they're becoming the change. Change is on the horizon, and the voices of Qatari women are starting to echo louder. Qatar, a paradox of wealth and loneliness, is a country of contrasts. It's a land that sits on the golden throne of affluence, yet is imbued with a poignant solitude that echoes in the lives of its women. This fascinating dichotomy has been the crux of our exploration, and as we draw to a close, let's reflect on what we've uncovered. We journeyed through the glittering wealth of Qatar, a nation that boasts an opulence unmatched anywhere in the world. With its towering skyscrapers and sprawling villas, it's a place where wealth is as ubiquitous as the desert sands. Yet, beneath the shimmering exterior, we found a different story. We delved into the quiet loneliness felt by the women of Qatar. Despite the gilded surroundings, a sense of isolation pervades their lives. a solitude that money cannot erase. It's a stark reminder that wealth, while desirable, cannot always guarantee happiness or companionship. The cultural divide, a chasm born from the clash of traditional and modern values, further complicates the narrative. It's a divide that influences every aspect of Qatari society, from the way people live to how they perceive the world around them. This cultural rift, while challenging, also presents opportunities for growth and understanding. The call for change has been sounded, a plea for a shift in societal norms and expectations, a call for men to acknowledge the loneliness of these women and to act. It's a call for a more balanced society, one where wealth and happiness are not mutually exclusive, but rather can coexist. Qatar's tale is a complex tapestry of wealth, loneliness, cultural divide, and the call for change. It's a narrative that is both compelling and thought-provoking, a story that invites us all to reflect on the true meaning of wealth and happiness. As the richest country in the world grapples with these issues, the world watches with bated breath, hoping for a future where wealth and happiness can coexist.